Hey there everybody, my name is Jason Walsh for thereviewhole.com. Today I'm going to review Quarantine. Following on the success of J.J. Abrams' Cloverfield, Quarantine is a realistic depiction of a news team being trapped inside a building that mysteriously gets quarantined by the government. Turns out there's more inside the apartment complex than the wild, quasi-celebrity tenants, and as you can imagine, horror ensues. Like Cloverfield, the only footage we're allowed to view is through the lens of the camera that the news team takes with them, and cuts are simulated so that it feels like we're watching the raw footage of a tape. Believe it or not, what plagues Quarantine the most isn't a case of zombies, but rather a long, poorly constructed first act. The news team is following a fire department for the night, and because the movie is supposed to simulate the raw footage of a tape, we spend a lot of time with them before the mysterious medical aid is called in. The problem is that we spend too much time at the firehouse. The scenes don't really develop the character or push the plot forward, so you end up sitting there asking yourself, when's the movie actually going to start? The ending wasn't so hot either. At first, it feels like they're going to reveal all kinds of interesting plot elements, and you get excited, because for the last 10 minutes you were getting pretty bored. But then, you are sucker punched by this hugely anticlimactic moment, and the movie is over before you know it. Everything else wasn't so bad. Quarantine had some moments that really worked, especially when the people were attempting to get out. Huge plastic containment sheets would ominously fall into view as Special Forces soldiers rappelled down from above. I enjoyed constantly having the feeling that at least 100 people were outside, making sure that none of these people got out. I feel like where the movie fell apart was in its attempt to be real. Somewhere in translating the story to the cameraman's fixed point of view, a lot of the basic building blocks of the narrative were ignored. The pacing fell apart, the characters lost their depth, and the plot practically derailed itself by the end of the movie. It's a shame too, because I was really excited by the film's premise. Trapping a bunch of characters inside an apartment with a plague while people outside are trying to contain them is brilliant. Outside of a handful of moments, this movie didn't embrace the pacing, characters, and story elements that would have made it a classic. In short, the movie can be given a one-word summary: boring. Save your money for Cloverfield 2. I give Quarantine a 68%, D+.